Action.
Okay, so the movie starts out. Samuel L. Jackson is like, better get those stage 2 things out of here. They're in a big shield complex.
Does he say anything about the mother effing snakes on the mother effing plane?
No, he does not.
Okay,
That's a
good.
different movie. So then, his little girly Asian friend Robin from How I Met Your Mother is like, but boss, the place is coming down. Shouldn't we do other things? And he's like, no, we gotta start that thing until I say to stop.
The place is coming down?
Yeah, the shield place because okay.
It's shaking.
And then he's running downstairs because it's falling out.
You can reenact that a little bit better, can't you?
and then he goes down and there's the cube from the Thor films.
The Tesseract.
Tesseract, you know what I'm talking about? Cube
Sure.
From the Thor films? Okay.
The blue thing.
And then,
Is it the same one that's in the first Transformers movie?
no, it's not. It's not actually from. No. This the cube was actually in the end of the Captain America film. When that was the whole bad thing.
We didn't see that either. You're gonna have to reenact that one first.
Well, but you need to know what happened at the end of that one.
Apparently.
I can't do that one as well because I've only seen it once. Anyway, okay. So the Tesseract is making lots of energy. The doctor's like, I don't know what's going on. And then
The
Samuel,
doctor? Who's
Yeah,
the
there's
doctor?
the
from
doctor.
the Thor films. You didn't see that probably
Yeah,
either.
apparently.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah, we
and
saw Thor.
He's the astronomer.
Wasn't that Natalie Portman?
Nah, her father friend person. White hair.
Move on.
Thor's okay. So he's
The
like,
old dude.
I don't know what's going on. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, we should find out what's going on. Should I flip a switch, turn it on? It's an energy source. I don't know. We turn off the power, she turns it back on. Uh-oh. And then Asian Phil, kind of like what his name is. And then
Course.
kind of something like that.
Yeah.
And he's all like, isn't it a door? What? Someone's knocking on the other side. And then there's like,
Wait, no, because Hawkeye.
yeah, well, he talks to Hawkeye, and then it opens up a door, and then Loki's standing there, he's like, and then the agents are like, what's going on? Samuel L. Jackson's like, put down the spear, and then Loki just shoots all of them, just kills everyone.
Did Samuel L. Jackson get out a lightsaber at this point?
No.
Was it purple?
No. Samuel Jackson runs away. He like dodges everything when he's killing people. And then Loki's about to kill Hawkeye, and he's like, you have heart. And he touches him. And then Hawkeye's like, I shall follow you. And then Samuel Jackson's like, I'm just gonna take the Tesseract while you're doing that to my man. Goes in a little case, and he's walking away, and Loki's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, oh crap. And then they like chat for a while, and Hawkeye's like, sir, just to Loki, because now he's following Loki because he touched him with the spear in the heart. And he's like, sir, Samuel L. Jackson, he's trying to stall us because the building's going to come down because there's some madness going up there from the Tesseract. And Samuel L. Jackson's like, I'm going to bury you guys. And they're like, uh-oh, we better go. So Hawkeye just shoots him with a pistol, Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, he's a mother effer, right? So he just takes bullets. And then he moves on. And then he falls down for a while.
Apparently he's afraid of snakes, though.
Yes, he is. And planes. Especially when they're on planes. But, so he moves on. And then Hawkeye walks by Robin with Loki. And Robin's like, Hawkeye, what you doing? He's like, don't worry about it. And then they get in the car.
Doesn't
and
he do it?
Robin hears through the radio, Samuel L. Jackson is like, Loki and Hawkeye, they're escaping. And she's like, what? And Hawkeye hears this and goes, bam, bam. And Robin dodges. And then they have a little car chase in this tunnel while the entire place is coming down because the Tesseract thingy exploded.
Question.
Answer?
I thought Hawkeye was supposed to be a really good shot.
He is.
But
Not with a
people
pistol,
are
no
able to
arrows.
dodge?
Arrows he's good with, not pistols.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't specify he had a pistol.
The doctor also got heart thingy.
So Robin from How I Met Your Mother was dodging bullets?
Yes.
She's that quick.
Well, I mean, she kind of dived behind a pole before he realized that he should shoot her.
Sure, go on.
He also did it.
This is what happened in the film. Not my fault.
I understand, but you're supposed to be summarizing the film, and I think at this point we're actually going to take longer.
Exactly. Anyway, so then they get out of the thing. Samuel L. Jackson has a problem with a helicopter. He jumps out. He survives, so everyone else dies. 'Cause that's what he does.
Okay.
And then
He shoots at Loki.
we're moving on though. We're gonna wrap it up apparently. I don't even know what happens next. Then they go. This is the cap scene.
No, it goes to Bartek's been Bartek's been compromised, and the redheaded Scarlett Johansson girl.
Oh yeah. So then Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo is talking to some Russian guy, and then Agent what's his name calls up and is like,
Somebody.
He's like,
Carlson.
ScarJo, I need you to come in, and ScarJo's like, I'm working, and then he's like, dude, I really need you to come in, and then so she beats up all the dudes, and then she just leaves, and then when then he's like, I need you to go after the big guy. And she's like, but Stark don't like me. He's like, no, I got Stark. You got the big guy. And she's like, shoot. She actually says a bad word in Russian. And then we move on. Then you
Did they
have...
subtitle that?
What?
The
No.
bad word in Russian.
No, they didn't.
Then how did you know it was a bad word in Russian?
You
Yeah,
can
that's
just
a
kind
bad
of,
word in Russian.
yeah, you
Okay.
can kind of tell.
Then it goes to the Stark Tower. Tony's flying around in his Iron Man suit.
He comes out of the water.
Vroom vroom. Yeah, he's making arc reactor things. That doesn't matter. We're moving on.
Sorry.
So he's there. He's hanging out with Pepper. They're having cute flirty things. You know, Gwyneth Paltrow, who's like really tall, and then they
How tall is Gwyneth?
I have no idea. Taller than Tony Stark.
Really tall.
It's tall. And then
You mean Robert Downey Jr.?
yeah, that guy. And then the agent comes in and he's like,
Hi.
no problem. You should probably come with me. And he's like, I don't really want to. And he's like, well, you're gonna have to anyway. And then it goes to ScarJo in South America. She finds the Hulk. The Hulk is like, I don't want to go with you either. She's like, well, you should, because we're all friends here. And then it's just me and you. And then he's like, fine, I'll go. And then he pretends to freak out. And then there's all sorts of agents around and they're like, and then she's like, stand down. And he's like, gotcha. And then,
No.
then he decides to go with them. Then it goes to Samuel L. Jackson. He's talking to the Captain Americas, who is beating on punching bags. He's like, and then he like breaks one, and then it falls off. He's like, well, I'll just get another. And he lifts it up with one hand. He's like, he's fighting. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, you're not sleeping much. Cap's like, no, I'm not. Slept for like 80 years. Don't need to anymore. He's like, I got you. And he's like, we need your help. And he's like, okay. So they leave, and then they have to go.
They get in like aircraft.
They go to an aircraft carrier, and they're like, oh, look at this, you know, look, the captain. It's pretty weird, huh? He's like, no, this is military. I like this. And then they all meet Bruce Banner and Tony Stark and all those guys, and they're like, hey, look at this. And then they're like, you guys might want to get off the bridge. It gets hard to breathe. And he's like, oh, is this a submarine? And the Hulk's like, they want me in a submerged vehicle? That sounds like a good idea. And then it flies. It's flying. It's got a little helicopter thing. And it flies. And
the Hulk says,
and they go
oh,
inside.
it's much better.
They go inside and they're like, this is what happened. You know, we need to have you, Bruce Banner, find the cube because it gives off some gamma radiation and you know that stuff. And so he was like, true. So they go to a laboratory with Tony Stark and they're like trying to work on it. Tony Stark's like poking him with sharp things to try to make him turn into the Hulk because he thinks that would be fun. And they do some work. And then they go to Loki and his little buddies. And Loki like, and he like talks to some alien. He's like, I have an army. He's like, well, I want that army. He's like, you better do your work so you can get the Earth planet. He's like, alright, good. And then they go back. And then he's got all sorts of little minions that he's touched to make him minions. And he's like, I need an eyeball. And Hawkeye's like, good, let's go. And then this comes in later. And then they're like, we're looking for Loki with the face magic. And then they're like, hey, there he is. He's in Russia. And then they fly to
Germany.
Russia. Doesn't matter. They fly to that place. And they land. Like,
Germany.
they fly to that place, and then Loki's at this fancy party. He's got his staff, and then they're trying to get him to get some special thing that'll like calm the cube so that they can make a stable gate to let this evil army come through. So then they take this guy's eyeball so they can get into the store. Like it's a complicated film.
It's a comic book movie.
They take the guy's eyeball, they get into a door, they get the stuff they need, and then there's a pretty cool battle with Hulk and Iron Man.
Yeah.
Not Hulk, Iron Man and
Game of
Captain
Thrones,
America and what's his name. And then that's what happens.
No.
And then
There's like another like
and then
2
they're
and a half
flying
hours.
back. They have Loki, and then Thor shows up, and then Thor takes Loki, and then Iron Man's like, "Hey, I want Loki back." And then so they fight, and then Captain America's like, "You gotta stop that." And then they take Loki back, and they get to the Shield place, and they put Loki in the cage made for the Hulk, and Loki's like, "This was made for someone else," and they're like, "We have hope." And then Loki uses some funky brain magic to make everyone mad at each other, and then Loki and then Hawkeye and all his friends show up and explode one of the engines, and then they get Loki out and they trap Thor in the little cage, and then they drop Thor out of the ship because that's what the cage does, and then they blow up something, and so the Hulk gets angry and turns into the Hulk and starts destroying crap all over the place, and
Nearly kills Scarlett Johansson.
he does, and then an airplane comes up and tries to shoot the Hulk, and that was a bad idea because the Hulk jumps up, hops on the F-35. The F-35s go flying all around. It's bad. He falls
Target
to the
angry,
ground.
target
And then-
angry.
It's not even. Again, unimportant. Then the Captain Iron Man fixed the ship so it keeps flying, and so but we've lost Hulk and we've lost Thor, and then they've they're like, why does he need energy? And Stark's like, wait a minute, I know where he needs energy. He's gonna go use my tower because he's using the arc reactor to make his tower powerful. So then they fly to New York, and they get to New York, and they've already created the portal, and boom, and there's a portal, and there's all sorts of bad guys coming through it. So at this point, they've got Iron Man and Cap and ScarJo, and Hawkeye's
Hawkeye.
back because they hit him on the head really hard. Now he's a good guy again. And then, true. And then, so then there's a large battle scene. At one point, Banner shows up and is the Hulk and destroys all sorts of people because that's what he does as the Hulk.
Smash.
He smashes, and then they do the battle. The governors and very important people decide to send a nuke into New York because they're pretty scared, and they're not very happy. Samuel L. Jackson's like, I don't like that, and he blows up one plane, but then the other plane keeps going. Why would you blow up a plane with a nuke in it, Samuel L. Jackson? That seems dumb. And then the plane goes flying off, and he shoots a nuke, and Iron Man's like, oh no, and he grabs it and he sends it up into the portal, and then Iron Man goes up into space, and he lets go of the nuke, and it blows up the enemy ship, and then Iron Man comes falling down. He makes it just as the portal closes, of course, and then he doesn't slow down because he's unconscious because he was in space because he's falling, and then Thor's like, he's not slowing down. He's spinning his hammer because he wants to fly, and then the Hulk catches Iron Man, and then my friend Tim is like, it was really funny, and then they're all okay. It's all good. They're like, well done, everybody. It's a good day's work. And they're like, they start work on rebuilding the Stark Tower. Everybody's good. Loki's all done, and they've got it. Thor takes Loki back to the Asgard planet.
With
they
the
all go off in
Tesseract.
separate directions because Samuel L. Jackson's like, I'm gonna give them a break, and then that's the end. Then you go to the credits. Then you go to the scene after the credits in which the evil man that Loki was talking to that led the armies is like, to fight the humans is to court with death. And then you see the big bad guy, which is Thanos. You probably know who Thanos is, probably not. He's got a weird red face. Then there's more credits. Then there's another scene after the credits in which
Is that
all of
Red
the
Skull?
Iron- What?
Red Skull?
No.
No.
That's the Captain America bad guy, which you would know if you'd seen that movie, but you have not. So, I'm talking about Thanos. He's also a bad guy. He's more interstellar stuff. Anyway, then, at the second scene after the credits, they're all sitting in a shawarma cafe.
Eating shawarma.
They don't say a word, they just eat shawarma. It's very funny. And you can tell they're all trying not to laugh because of it. Anyway, that's the Avengers. Have a good day.